It's important to begin by considering the power of forgiveness, not just as an idea, but as an action, as something you do, something you take part in, something that flows within you effortlessly and naturally. Now imagine for a moment that every time you forgive yourself, every time you let go of something from the past, you're opening a door to a lighter, freer version of yourself. And with each act of forgiveness, that door opens wider. Isn't it amazing how, as you forgive yourself, something in you simply shifts? As if a burden is lifted, and your mind becomes clearer, more focused, more aligned with your true purpose. You know, the thing about forgiveness is, it doesn't just happen once, it happens again and again, like a breath that's always been there for you when you need it. Forgiving yourself for the things you've done, or the things you haven't done, becomes a natural rhythm, like the ebb and flow of the ocean, gentle and persistent. Imagine how easy it can be, how effortless, like a breeze that sweeps away the dust of yesterday, allowing your mind to breathe, to relax, to simply be. Every time you forgive, you expand, and with every expansion, you allow yourself to release those old emotions, those old stories that may have held you back or caused you pain. And now think about the people around you, those who may have hurt you, or perhaps it's just the idea of how they might have treated you. What if forgiving them is just as simple as letting go of those beliefs about them, of how you thought they were, or how you imagined they were. It can be just as freeing as forgiving yourself. It's almost as if the moment you let go of what no longer serves you, the clearer you see not only your path, but the path to a greater, more joyful connection with others. And as you begin to understand that forgiveness, it isn't about condoning or about forgetting, but about freeing yourself from the weight of resentment, then you might find the more you forgive, the lighter you feel. And how fascinating is that? When you forgive, you allow yourself to grow, to evolve into a more resilient, more creative, more expansive version of yourself. It's almost as if, with each act of forgiveness, you're making room for new possibilities, new joys, and fresh inspiration to enter your life. You might notice as you forgive, you naturally feel the energy shift. What was once heavy becomes lighter. What was once stuck begins to flow, and suddenly the world seems a little brighter. Now think about the past for a moment, and all of those moments that once felt painful. The anger, the shame, the disappointment, the sadness, the misery. It's almost like a fog lifting, isn't it? And once that fog lifts, everything becomes clearer. You can see the road ahead, and it's a road filled with possibilities. A road where creativity and joy, they're free to emerge. A road where you can play, create, and explore all that life has to offer. Doesn't that sound inviting? Doesn't that sound like a life full of new beginnings, full of fun and adventure? And as you choose to forgive, what happens is, you not only are freeing yourself from the weight of the past, but you're making space for the future you want to create, the future that's waiting for you. You might even notice the more you forgive, the more you naturally begin to feel lighter, brighter, and more capable of moving forward with ease. And in fact, the more you forgive, the more you notice yourself stepping into a life full of inspiration, joy and fun. And it's easy, isn't it? The more you forgive, the more natural it feels to let go and to move on. And think about how you can create a better and brighter future. One where your creativity, your joy, your energy and your passion, they can flow freely. Imagine all the exciting possibilities that await you, and how each step you take in forgiving and letting go brings you closer to that future. The more you forgive, the better you feel, and the easier it becomes to step into that future, to embrace it fully with excitement and confidence. And isn't that just wonderful? So now, every time you forgive, you're not just letting go of the past, you're stepping into something new, something more expansive, something full of light and possibility. It's becoming a natural, easy process that flows through you. And with each act of forgiveness, you create a future full with joy, fun, creativity, and inspiration. Just notice how much easier it gets with each passing day, as you continue to let go of what no longer serves you, making room for everything that's waiting to fill you up with wonder and excitement. And you might even find, as you let go of the past, you make room for a brand new future, one that's full of all the things you've always wanted and dreamed of. It really is that simple, isn't it? The more you forgive, the more the weight lifts. The more you find yourself living a life that's more joyful, more creative, and more aligned with who you truly are. So almost if forgiveness is the key, and you've just unlocked the door to an entry into a new world. Isn't that fascinating? And it's interesting how easily the mind can be directed towards freedom, isn't it? Imagine with every breath you take, you're already beginning to shift, to release, to let go of what no longer is needed. Every breath in, a gentle reminder of how light it can feel, how easy it can be, just by choosing to forgive. Forgiving, it isn't something you force, but it's something you simply allow. And as you allow this forgiveness, can you feel how each moment you forgive, you create space? Space where new possibilities emerge. You create room for ease, room for joy, room for the best version of yourself to come forward naturally. Like a tree that grows effortlessly towards the sun, so too does your sense of freedom grow as you forgive. Each time you forgive, it's like a new leaf unfolding, bright and full of life. And what if you could easily let go of old stories? Stories that no longer serve you. Stories about what you've done, or what you wish you hadn't done. What if those stories, they just faded away? As if they were written on a foggy window, only to be wiped clean with one smooth motion. Imagine the relief, the sense of openness, the possibilities of being completely free from any past weight at any moment. Doesn't it feel like a weight lifting the more you forgive? And what if that weight was never truly yours to carry in the first place? Perhaps it's time to release it. Can you see now how each moment of forgiveness creates a ripple that expands outward, not only in your mind, but in your entire experience of life? It's like a pebble dropped into a calm pond. As the ripples spread, they touch everything around you. The more you forgive, the further those ripples extend into your relationships, into your creative flow, into the very energy that drives you forward. Forgiveness becomes a momentum, a force that moves you towards your dream, towards joy, towards all that's possible when you step free of the past. It's easy to feel how, with each choice to forgive, you naturally feel more open, more present, more aligned with who you truly are. It's almost as if, with each act of forgiveness, you soften the grip of any old hurts, releasing them like grains of sand slipping through your fingers, effortlessly. And with that softening comes the space for something new, something fresh, something even more expansive than before. And as you forgive others, perhaps for things that were said or done, or perhaps for things that are only imagined, you might begin to notice how freeing it feels, like unlocking a door that was once closed. What if all the power you once gave away, by holding on to the past judgments, could be returned to you simply by letting go? Imagine the strength that returns, the energy, the clarity, the creativity that naturally follows when you forgive. Isn't it like reclaiming something that's always been yours, just waiting to be found again? And now think about how the more you forgive, the more you naturally become attuned to what truly matters to you. How your life begins to flow in the direction of joy, creativity and play. Each moment of forgiveness, each step of letting go, it draws you closer to this new life. The one you've always wanted, the one that feels right. It's as if, with every choice to forgive, you become more you, more in tune with the rhythm of life, more aligned with what brings you joy. Can you feel how this all fits together perfectly, like the pieces of a beautiful puzzle? Each piece, each step, adding to the masterpiece that's your life. A life full of lightness, creativity and fun. And as you forgive, you clear the path for that masterpiece to unfold. It's like the brushstrokes of your life, painting a picture that's uniquely yours, vibrant with possibilities, full of colour, energy and inspiration. And with each moment of forgiveness, it's as if you're not just letting go of the past, You're stepping into something even more powerful. You're stepping into a new version of yourself. One who's free from the weight of judgment and regret. One who's naturally aligned with their purpose, their joy, and their creative potential. And the more you forgive, the more that version of you emerges effortlessly, just waiting to shine. Imagine the joy of knowing, with each passing day, you're becoming even more free, even more aligned, even more expansive. It's like the more you forgive, the more you feel like a wave moving with the tide, effortlessly flowing towards what's next, towards what's good, towards what's truly yours to experience. And as you forgive, the world around you seems to open up, like a door swinging wide, inviting you to walk through it with ease, with confidence, with joy. Every act of forgiveness, big or small, it makes the next one easier, and the next one even easier still. With each act, your life becomes lighter, your mind clearer, and your heart even more open to the boundless opportunities that await you. And doesn't that sound wonderful? Doesn't it feel freeing, knowing the more you forgive, the easier it becomes to move forward with a sense of lightness, joy, and inspiration? Every time you forgive, you're creating more room for your true self to shine. Every time you let go, you're aligning yourself with your highest potential, with the best version of your future. And as you continue on this journey of forgiveness, you can trust each step you take lead you towards a future that's brighter, more joyful, and filled with endless possibilities. Now take a moment to appreciate the freedom you've just unlocked, and allow yourself to imagine all the wonderful things that will unfold as you continue to forgive, release, and move forward. With each step, you create a life full of joy, of creativity, of new beginnings. And isn't that exactly what you've been waiting for?